Hey guys, welcome back to Countdown to the Castle. My name's Joey. Here's my beautiful wife and co-host, Marissa.
What's up?
So in today's episode, we are going to be doing another underrated and overrated. But before we get into that and let you guys know which park we're headed to, Marissa's got some news for us.
I do. You probably see it in our title, but we're keeping you on our toes. Okay.
Yeah, right.
So, the first thing that I want to say is the week that this episode is going out, currently in Florida, and honestly, just like the Gulf, there is a storm a-brewing and potentially going to become a hurricane, Storm Helene. We're hoping that everybody down in Florida and the surrounding areas stays safe and that everything goes well, and we take the appropriate measures. Just wanted to say that our hearts are with you guys, and we're hoping that this one is one of the ends of hurricane season. So the next piece of news is a more joyous one. This is that over at Epcot, Living with the Land, we all know that they do a really fun, cute, amazing Christmas overlay. And they are offering a tour called the Glimmering Greenhouse Tour. And this is where you can have an hour and you walk through the greenhouses while they're decorated for Christmas and Living with the Land. So this is about $45 a person, and it goes from November 29th to December 20th. Or 30th, I'm sorry. Okay. And I just think good price, an hour, and
not too bad.
And that is such an iconic thing during Christmas. So I think that's really cool. So go check it out if you'd like to. And
I'm sure we will.
I think we really should look into the tour. I think that'd be cool. We have our trip upcoming, another piece of unsolicited news for you guys.
Super
Next week we'll be in Disney.
That.
And hopefully maybe we'll be able to record while we're down there. We're staying at All Stars, so we're really excited about that. And that's all I have for today.
Cool.
So where are we going? What are we doing?
I'm sure you guys already know, but we are going to be heading over to Magic Kingdom. So our underrated, overrated Magic Kingdom. And we're actually going to be splitting the park into two because there's just so many rides and attractions to go over. And which lands are we going to be covering? So
today we're going to be covering Main Street, Adventureland, Frontierland, and Liberty Square. So yeah, Magic Kingdom is the last park at Walt Disney World that we'll be doing our overrated, underrated series on. So that's super exciting. But this is kind of like the pinnacle. This is the one where, when you think of Disney World, often Magic Kingdom is kind of what comes to your mind.
Yeah.
And so I think these rides are they're held to a high standard.
Oh, yeah.
And they also have a lot of nostalgia. So I'd be curious to see as we go through this, kind of how I hold nostalgia in regard to whether or not I think it's overrated or underrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're only doing the left side of the park, including Main Street, because literally there are twice, if not almost 3 times as many attractions here than compared to Animal Kingdom. So I figured let's split it up. Let's give these rides the attention that they deserve. And yeah.
Cool. So let's go on to the first section of the park, and we're going to just be starting with Main Street.
That's right. So first we have the Main Street vehicles. And I will say I had been going to Disney since I was a child, and it honestly wasn't until recently. I had always seen them sporadically, though, I would say. It wasn't every time I go on Main Street I see one, but it wasn't until recently that I knew you could ride them. You could actually get on them fairly easily. Yes. I guess
we're both
just
lost.
figuring that out. You just thought that it was just we're not doing entertainment on this list, so it's an attraction. You're getting on it and you're moving. So yeah, I mean they have a few different vehicles that kind of go up and down Main Street, and they literally just you get on them. And they take you to the other side of Main Street, so, back and forth from the castle.
I mean, no, I've actually seen people on it. I just thought, they were, special people,
Right, VIP or something. Yeah, I was like...
You're talking, the white vehicles, the olden
they're
cars.
older, yeah, and some of them have, the double, the double Dutch bus kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's all open. And so, yeah, I mean, you don't have to be anybody special. I mean, you guys all are special. But I mean, you just have to find, I think the best way to do it is to go on My Disney Experience app and you can click, because this is an attraction that is listed, and once you click on Main Street vehicles, it'll tell you kind of expected times that they'll be out.
I guess I just kind of bypass that. I've never even noticed.
Well, do you know what I have noticed with Main Street in general is like we really don't spend a lot of time at it.
No, we don't.
Like we kind of get there,
We rope drop,
and we're
go straight past it, and then we do all we need to do, and then we'll go back to Main Street just to go into the shops, maybe get a treat across the street.
But even just then, it's only right before the nighttime spectacular.
Yeah, so we only spend like 10, 15 minutes in the shops.
I know. We need to do a better job of appreciating Main Street for what it is, because there's truly a lot to do on Main Street and a lot of hidden gems. And I think that would be a fun episode to do, the history behind Main Street. But so yeah, I mean, Main Street vehicles, I think I have to go underrated on this one.
Yeah, for sure, because I think it we can't be the only ones that this is just we bypass it in our heads.
No,
you know
surely
what I mean?
not. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So definitely underrated. I mean, and then due to the fact that you're center of attention when you're on these things,
right?
Like we thought it was VIP,
Really?
When you're on these things, you
feel like you're in a parade or something.
Yeah, you'll feel VIP too. I mean,
no, you're so right, and I think it's just a fun way to it's kind of inconvenient in a way, because it's you are just maybe going to the other side of Main Street. It takes a little bit longer, but it's an attraction, truly. I think is how you have to look at it. And so yeah, I think this is underrated, and I think this is definitely something we're gonna have to prioritize on this next trip.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna definitely have to try it. Yeah, I would say also underrated. I'm not sure if I answered already, but I'm gonna say underrated just because and I think it's due to the fact that there is just so much in this park to do. So not everyone's thinking about the Main Street vehicles.
And it's also something that
But it's a fun thing.
Yeah, it's not something that goes every 5 minutes. It is something that happens a few times a day. If it's weather permittable and things like that. So it's kind of almost like entertainment in a way in my head, where it's it's not guaranteed that they'll be out and be running, but it's really cool when you do see it. Cool. Well, the next attraction is something that is so special to me and so many others because of its history and the what it represents in the park, and it is the Walt Disney Railroad.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna share that I think that this is underrated extremely. And so with the railroad, with the railroad, it goes all across the park. So it does the whole big circle, and it has a stop in each land other than Tomorrowland, right? Isn't that correct?
Yep, no Tomorrowland.
So all of them but Tomorrowland, and you get on this little railroad. It just has bench seating, and it's a really slow and
it's an enjoyable ride.
It's an enjoyable attraction. And once you get past near the Frontier and Adventureland area, there's a lot of different scenes that they have back in the back portion that you wouldn't see unless you went on the railroad. And I'm
gonna be honest.
What?
The last time we went on it was my very first time ever going on that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Well, and it makes sense because it's been shut down for literally 5 years because of the building of Tron.
Didn't even know that. See, I mean.
Yeah. Right. Well, yes. But I agree. Growing up, maybe did it a few times. But honestly, it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I started appreciating it for what it really is. It's so also because as a kid, you just want to go. Yeah. And I feel now I really kind of want to appreciate, the history, because Walt Disney was a huge railroad, train guy.
Train enthusiast.
And that was the main focal point of Disneyland. That was what he built a semi-life-size railroad in his backyard. And so this was very important to him, and this is kind of an ode to him for sure. And at the train station, which itself is iconic.
Yeah.
They have all the different history behind it, but yeah, I think it's probably going to get shut down here again soon.
Yeah, probably
because of all the construction in Frontierland.
Yeah,
that's
going to happen. I mean, there's going to have to be a stop in Villains. There's got to be a stop over there.
At least maybe in Cars or something. Yeah.
Well, no, because Cars is going to be more inside the park.
They're not gonna. I'm sorry. They already have one in Frontierland. It's right where now Tiana's is. They're not going to move that.
No. But Cars is in between Haunted Mansion and Railroad, or
Liberty Square and Frontierland, where the rails. Yeah, but I don't think.
And then Villains is more in the back behind Haunted Mansion. So I would imagine there's going to be another stop.
That'd be interesting, because that wouldn't be it's not a circle anymore, really. It's a.
No, it would. It would fit in it.
You think it would?
Yeah. I think it would fit.
I think that'd be an interesting addition. I don't know, the railroad doesn't go to Tomorrowland because it doesn't really fit in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would fit in Villains Land either. I think it'd be a stretch for cars, but there's no need for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So my rating would be overrated.
Whoa, what?
Because it is an enjoyable ride. Don't get me wrong. It's an enjoyable ride. It's a good time to relax, but it's slow. And I'll just walk to the other side of the park. It's totally fine.
That's not... What did we just discuss about the Main Street vehicles, Joey? It's not about convenience. It's about time and enjoyment.
I wouldn't say walking is, like, convenient. I mean, you're walking, like, 25,000 steps in a day. But, you know, I would just rather walk than go wait for the train.
That is so crazy. And I think we do definitely have different styles of, like, doing the parks. And we usually try to meet in the middle somewhere. But
let me correct it. I wouldn't use it as like a form of transportation to get to a different area.
This is an attractions episode.
Yeah.
See this as an attraction.
No. That's what I'm saying. But like, I'm trying to go into my reason is I would not use it for a form of transportation to get to and from a certain area that I wanted to get to. I would just use it as an attraction, like you're saying.
Right. I think it'd be
just
a cool,
good ride around the park.
One stone type of thing. I don't think I need to go all the way around the park when I get on the railroad unless I have that extra time and I am kind of looking at it as an attraction. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I'm like, hey, like I think it'd be great if I'm on, if I think it'd be the main thing would be like going from Frontierland maybe to Main Street would be a good one, or just in between, like Frontier, like in Fantasy would be a good one. That was the one that I feel like I do the most is between those two stops, just because like I actually have no reason.
Yeah.
But I say underrated. I don't think it usually never has a long line. No. I think like the most I've ever waited for it is like 15, and like it was busy then, you know what I mean? It really is just, you usually can get on. But all right, well, I'll just have to accept your answer there and move on. Agree to disagree on that one. Yeah, right.
So our next land is Adventureland, and we'll be starting with a pirate's adventure, Treasures of the Seven Seas.
So have you ever done this?
No.
Okay, so I'll kind of explain a little bit about what it was. I wasn't sure. It honestly doesn't get any attention, like at all. And I had done this a long time ago, and I'm sure it's changed a little bit in its renderings, but for the most part, it's probably the same. And I have seen, like, you'll see when you go to like Tortuga Tavern, there's one right next to this. It's like a little like mirror almost from like, it looks like a Snow White mirror, and it like you go up to it and you interact with the mirror.
Yeah.
So what it is, it's an interactive game where you kind of walk around Adventureland, and it's like a pirate's adventure through this game.
I've never done it.
Yeah, well, I have, and it's pretty fun. I would say it's very similar to like Kim Possible back in the day at Epcot, or I guess like the like the Remy scavenger hunt, things like that, in Epcot that they usually have for each festival. But in Adventureland, it's really fun. I like it, and so for that alone, I'm definitely going underrated.
Underrated, okay. I would say based off of the description that it's just probably adequately rated. It's not like a must do, but it's not like something.
No one knows about it. Did you even know about it?
So when you said it, I was like, okay, yes, I know what you're talking about. Okay. So I don't think it's like a high must do. Like it's you gotta do it, and it's not something that you should miss out on either if you've never tried it. So I would say it's adequately rated. I don't really see many people doing it, but I never see too many people doing it either. So
I mean, I'll just say the reason, like, you definitely have a different version of like doing it, and I think this would be something that you're like, I could use this time going to do like a ride. Whereas me, maybe this would be something fun for me to be able to do. Like if you went to ride, there's not too many things in Magic that I can't ride because of my motion sickness, but Space is one of them. That'd be hard to like go do this during your Space ride, but the line was long enough. I could go over and kind of like fill my time a little bit. I would say this definitely is a filler. But I think it's fun, and I don't think anybody knows much about it. And I think it's definitely a fun way to, because I feel like in Adventureland, especially where Tortuga Tavern and Pirates is, we don't spend a ton of time there.
Yeah,
we don't linger.
Not really.
And I think this is a fun way to be able to like linger and kind of explore, because Adventureland is extremely well themed.
Yeah. And we don't spend a lot of time.
We really don't. Like, we got to hit the attractions and we kind of make way, because it's usually where we start. And so same with Main Street. It's kind of like we get what we need to get done and we scooch our booch.
Yeah.
But anyway, underrated.
Cool. Moving on.
All right.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't know, because
Is it Caribbean or Caribbean?
So it's funny that you say that. I don't think it's Caribbean.
Okay.
Caribbean is wrong in all aspects. It's either Caribbean or Caribbean, not Caribbean.
Wait, Caribbean?
It's either Caribbean or Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
So there's Caribbean Beach and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Beach.
I say them differently depending on what it is I'm talking about with Disney. The Caribbean Beach and the
Caribbean's
Caribbean.
Not correct for the title of Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. I don't know anymore.
For me, I say Pirates of the Caribbean, and then over for like the resort, I say Caribbean Beach.
Okay.
Y'all let me know, because I feel like that's right.
It's always going to be Caribbean to me.
Caribbean. Okay.
I'm saying bean.
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you're saying Caribbean.
Okay.
Like kidney bean. Okay, so with this, I would say it's beloved, and I am not going to try and confuse that with, I don't know.
I think it's very, 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 very loved, and this might be what you're trying to say, but I also think it's very underrated.
Yes, it is where I was kind of going. Because I mean, honestly, the wait time,
yeah,
it will get to like 45, but not often and not frequently.
Yeah.
I guess.
And it's crazy because majority of the time we're going during like a seasonal event, not like an event, but a seasonal time frame.
Right, like Christmas time.
Christmas or whatever. And we're still not getting long waits for Pirates of the Caribbean. So I think it's underrated in that aspect. It feels like
it's wrong to say that it's underrated, because it does have such like I feel like the people that love it
like really appreciate it,
and then I think the rest of it, like for your normal Disney goer, may not like really appreciate it, because it is kind of just a boat ride. I mean, to some, not to me. This is my favorite attraction.
Hey man, it's got a drop in it.
It's got a fun drop in it.
Yeah. One that smoke's working.
I love just like Pirates. I've always been super interested in that kind of stuff. I love the movies. We should do like a rewatch of all those movies.
We should.
I think that'd be fun. But the history behind Pirates is really cool, and I just have got to go underrated on this one. Like I said, this is my favorite attraction across all of Disney property.
It needs an hour and a half wait at least.
And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
But I would say that it deserves that.
Yeah, for sure.
So up next, we have something not at the quite same caliber. It is the Swiss Family Treehouse. Okay, but it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite literally have never seen this over 0 minute wait.
What is cool about it?
I'll tell you what's cool about it is, well, as a child, I was obsessed over this thing because I thought this was so cool. The idea of living in a treehouse.
Never touched it until I went with you.
That's crazy.
Never went into that thing.
That's crazy. I just really thought it was super cool of the idea of like living in a treehouse. Like the urge that I had as a child to like hop over and go like lay in one of those beds and like the little like water like pulley system, like blown away. I tell you,
yeah,
like
never
truly.
had that urge.
That's crazy. I don't think I've said anything other than underrated this whole time. I'm going to say underrated because this is a 0 minute wait. 0 minute wait. It's really cool. You get a really, really great view of Magic Kingdom from the top of this treehouse. If you know anything about like the movies and stuff behind it, I do not. That probably makes it even cooler. And like I said, literally 0 minute wait. So I just underrated.
Underrated. Wow.
It takes up so little of your time, and it has such a cool view. I would say it's definitely worth your time.
Adequately rated.
Oh my gosh.
It
You
deserves.
inadequately rated.
It deserves a 0-minute wait.
No.
What?
Okay, but I don't think the wait is all that I'm going off of, because I think it would take a whole lot of people to make that not a 0-minute wait.
Look, I think it's like, if I need something to do, cool, let's go walk to the treehouse. But to me, it's just like, there's nothing fun about it. There's nothing really enjoyable about it.
My gosh.
It's like...
So you just want to... So you would, like, tear it down?
Yeah, I would definitely tear it down.
Like, you're like, take it out, put something new.
Oh, yeah. You can easily put something new. I mean, it doesn't even have to be anything crazy. Put something for the kids. Something better than
that is for the kids.
A non-interactive treehouse.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, they probably should have done, like, Mickey and Minnie's, like, Toontown houses, where you could, like, at least, like, venture a little bit more in it. Because it really is just, like, you're kind of looking at it from, like...
No kid, like, I feel like, other than you, I don't feel like your 6-year-old is going to be like, Mom, Dad, let's go to the Swiss family treehouse right now. I really want to go.
Oh, that's funny. I know that parents probably don't want that because
I know
of
my
the stairs.
mindset as a child. I would never have gone in that. Maybe. Okay. You're a kid. You're going to want to go in a treehouse. Okay.
Right. Like, it's cool. You would have thought it was
cool,
so cool
for, like, ages 5, 6, and 7. Anything past that, it's like, all right. Where's the ride?
Okay. I think it's cool. Moving on. Next up, we have the magic carpets of Aladdin.
Underrated.
I think, and let me do a quick scan. Okay, yeah. It has been decided for myself. This is my favorite, like, Dumbo-style attraction.
Yeah.
There are quite a few across the parks, and this is my absolute favorite for many of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One, the theming. One, the music. One, the fireworks. One,
the view.
The what's his name? What is it? Camel. Love that camel. If it's a hot day, you get squirted by the camel. It's wonderful. And the queue's not really anything special, but it's never, like, super long wait. And I think people, like, consider this to be like just a kid ride and, like, just a Dumbo. And I completely disagree.
Yeah, I would agree with you on it's my favorite, like, Dumbo style attraction for sure. I mean, you kind of hit all the points, but, like, the views, the theming, all that. But I personally really enjoy the view of Adventureland, and then you can kind of see some of Main Street, and then you see the castle, and especially during the fireworks. I mean, that was just amazing. We've talked about it many a times during our Christmas event, but yeah, I'm gonna go underrated on this one.
That's awesome. Is this your first underrated?
Yeah. Underrated.
Well, Pirates, you said was underrated.
Oh, yes, I did.
Cool. Yeah, I totally agree. So the next one that we have is the Enchanted Tiki Room. And Joey can't say anything because he's never done it.
Okay. I was going to say overrated.
Oh, my gosh. Not only have you never done it, you're going to go overrated. I am going to go overrated, though, however.
I hear a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, they talk a lot.
It's like, I got to go do the Tiki Room. And I'm like, it just doesn't appeal to me.
You're a Disney adult now. You need to go to the Tiki Room. Okay. It's just part of it. You're not welcomed into this club until you've done so. This is an opening day attraction. Walt was heavily involved. This is just something that you need to do and you need to accept that you need to do. I don't like doing the Enchanted Tiki Room. I don't like the waiting before. I don't like the singing birds.
You don't like the singing birds?
Yeah. I just don't like it. I think the idea of grabbing a Dole Whip, going in there is cool. I appreciate that it was an opening day attraction.
How big is it in there? Is there, can a lot of people go in?
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say a good amount. I'm not good at estimating.
Animatronics, or is it like puppeteers?
Oh, no, they're animatronics, and you can hear them. You can hear the every time that they move.
I gotta watch this.
So, I mean, yeah, for nostalgia exclusively, it's kind of like a one and done for me. Otherwise, I actually haven't done it in years.
Okay.
So I am gonna go overrated. I mean, it doesn't even have like that long of a line, but sometimes it does. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? I would never wait for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
I'm saying just like based off of like, judging a book by its cover, it's probably adequately rated. Like you said, there's never much it's never like too long of a line. Sometimes it is, and there's never too little of a line. So
sure.
I'm going to go adequately rated, but
sure.
I'll make a fair judgment when I see our next trip.
Ugh, okay.
I'll just go in by myself. You can ride the carpets.
I'll do the Pirates Adventure. It's perfect.
That's right. All right, moving on. Frontierland.
Nope, we got one more.
Oh, never mind. Moving back. Jungle Cruise.
So, I think we should do this. No, I mean, what do you think? Jingle Cruise versus Jungle Cruise? No, let's just do Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
Let's just do Jungle Cruise. No overlay.
We can judge them both.
I am so sorry for what I'm about to say. I'm gonna say overrated. Do I love this attraction? I do. Am I willing to wait over 30 minutes with this? No, I'm not.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely love the attraction. Definitely not waiting in line for it.
And it almost always has at least a 40-minute wait, if not more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only riding it if I can get a fast pass for it.
Like, this is something people rope drop.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, like, for when not early entry, but like, yeah, like this is something that people like prioritize in the morning.
That's crazy.
And it makes sense why they do that, because it's so hard to get on. And that line, just something about Adventureland is just toasty. And I don't mess around with that ride. In terms of like waiting that long, I love that ride. I know all the jokes on that ride, which is also partly why I'm a little bit more on the overrated portion. I love hearing them, but I don't get the same the same level of enjoyment. I always get enjoyment out of this ride just because it's like, it is a nostalgia thing. But other than that, like, I'm okay.
Definitely. Yeah. It's definitely overrated. Like the fact that like Pirates will have a lesser wait time than
what?
Jungle Cruise
so glad you said
is
that.
insane.
It makes me feel less guilty about
insane to me, because I mean, Pirates is a way better boat ride. I'm sorry. I just got to say
I agree.
And
I agree.
Going back, just not waiting in that line. Never waiting in that line.
Yeah, it's the line.
Like,
and sometimes,
even if it's 30 minutes, I'm not waiting in the line.
I would wait for I don't know if I would wait for 30 minutes. I really don't like that line. The queue is not great.
Not saying the ride's bad, like, because it sounds like we're like,
it really does sound like we're trashing it.
We're trashing the ride.
We really do. I mean, I really do like. I would say I love Jungle Cruise, like, because it's nostalgic and like sweet. And if I go with someone new, I'm waiting, and whatever we need to, I'll most likely just buy like the version of Fast Pass.
Yeah.
Or I would maybe like consider going in the morning, like earlier. Otherwise, that's where I'm at.
Nice. Let's actually do it. Jingle Cruise.
Okay, sure. This is, I think, definitely overrated.
Overrated for sure.
Because you talk about a longer line for Jungle Cruise.
People want this overlay. They hear the word overlay, Christmas overlay.
Yeah,
and they're like, we got to go to ride Jingle Cruise. We got to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And we got on it for the first time.
No. We've done this multiple times.
Yeah, I know.
Now.
For a couple trips ago, we got on it for the first time.
Yeah.
And like, I was making comments the whole time. You remember? I was like, where's the Christmas decor at?
No, because I think the first time that we went, it was very cute. Like, maybe it was just because it was the first time I saw it, but like, I was like, oh, it's so cute. The other times that we've gone with the Christmas overlay, I've been a little underwhelmed because they literally will just throw like, some mistletoe and some lights on the monkeys or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
And it brings up the crowd by like 30 minutes, like the wait time by 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So overrated for Jingle Cruise as well.
Overrated for sure. Okay. Definitely.
Now we're moving into Frontierland.
That's right.
And we have Big Thunder Mountain.
Woo woo. Love
the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Yeah. For this one, love it. Love the theming. Love the ride itself. The line to me is not that bad.
I'd say it's at like 45 at least.
I think it moves pretty fast. I feel like you're never standing still for more than like a minute, honestly. Like, I think it moves pretty quickly.
I don't think it's the worst queue.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst queue to me. A lot of it's underneath a roof, so that's a plus. You're not standing out in the heat.
No, it's hot queue. I don't think there's...
I mean, you're still under a roof either way. The sun's not beating on you. It might be hot, but the sun is not beating on you. So that's good. Like I said, love the ride itself. For me, I'm going adequately rated for this one.
Oh, you're such a cop-out.
Why?
You're such a cop-out with
these. It's not overrated, and it's not underrated.
I would say that I'm leaning more towards underrated only because, I feel like things like Haunted Mansion and, like, Pirates and stuff get a lot of, like, they almost get a cult following.
Yeah.
I feel like
we're part of that.
Thunder, we are, but I feel like Big Thunder should have that. Like, I feel like I love this theming. It is one of the most beautiful attractions, in my opinion, in the park. I love... My camera roll is so full of Big Thunder Mountain pictures just because I'm like, it's so pretty. It just screams Disney to me. I don't know why it doesn't have that, like, huge cult following like other attractions do. But, no, I am going to go underrated just for that fact alone. I feel like people get on it and people have a good time. But people, I feel like, don't, like, love Big Thunder, and I feel like I love Big Thunder.
I definitely love Big Thunder. That's a must-do every single time.
It is definitely a must-do, and it always makes me so happy. It is such a long ride, too. Like, every time
it is
we're,
long.
like, halfway through, I'm like, oh, my gosh, we're almost done. And I'm like, we still have twice as, like,
R.I.P. my hat on that ride.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're right.
Lost my hat.
It is truly wild. It is truly wild. And, like, you can just, it doesn't make me sick. A ton, like, not a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about your motion sickness.
It's not the worst ride, and, like, it's surprising for how long and, like, how wild it is. So I appreciate it. My Nana was able to ride this, and she loved it. And she didn't ride, like, any of the other, like, rides.
I will say the first lift hill is noisy.
It is noisy. I'm always like, because you, like, kind of, like, go, like, it clicks forward, and, like, you gotta, like, take. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back on that. But yeah, I am going to go underrated. It does have a line. Sometimes it doesn't, though. Like, sometimes you can catch it at a good time of the day. Yeah. It's like 30, but I would wait 45 minutes easily for this ride.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely waiting 45 minutes. Now, quick question, though.
Okay.
You get to the hardest decision in all of Walt Disney World, and that's...
Oh, my gosh.
Do you go left or right?
Here's the thing. So you have to go.
Let me give you examples.
Okay.
Let's just say the left line is 10 people shorter than the right line.
I'm going right. I was
You're
just about to
right?
say you got to go right because the only reason that the left is shorter because they just let everybody in. And what happens when one side gets green and then it goes? It's now the other turn side.
Tips and tricks right there.
Yeah, you
go
heard it
to the longer line. It sounds weird. Just go to the longer line.
Because, like, I feel like it's, like, that satisfaction of, like, I'm just moving so far.
Yeah.
And, like,
you're like,
it's literally like you're, like, competing against each other.
You're like, you peasants, I'm going forward.
It's literally a competition.
But then, 20 people back, that one person's laughing at you because they have just now passed you.
Yeah, right. You're like, no way they'll catch up to me now. They just got on the ride. Yeah. They're actually already
they're done.
They've already back.
Yeah, they're done. They're back in line. They're right behind you.
All right, what's up?
We got Country Bear Musical Jamboree.
So we're gonna talk about the old version because we haven't done the new version yet. Overrated.
Yeah, definitely overrated. I hear too many people talk about this.
This does have a cult following. I'll say,
yeah. I don't even know if it's kid friendly. I was about to say like maybe it's overrated just for the adults.
I think the new version is pretty kid friendly because they don't.
And I'm not saying it's like inappropriate. I'm just saying like. Fun for the kids.
I hated doing this as a kid. And my family would always go and do this, and I was like, I'm so upset being in here. Like, it was just truly devastating to me as a kid whenever we would go to Country Bear. I hated it. I have no nostalgia for this ride or attraction. I am so sorry because that is so harsh, but I truly get so annoyed by this attraction. I'm really excited to try the new one because I think the reason people love the old one is because they were able to sing along. They were able to, like, have a fun time, and, like, it was nostalgic for them.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me, but now I'll know the songs that they're singing, and I think that I'll be able to participate a little bit more, and I'll be able to enjoy it more. Yeah. But yeah, for me as of now, overrated.
Overrated. Like it.
Okay.
I like the answer.
Next up is also something that we haven't done. Unfortunately,
we've done it. We just haven't done the new theming of it.
It's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And let's just throw in Splash just for funsies. Let's do Splash, and then let's project what we think we're going to think with Tiana's. I can already tell you I'm going to go underrated for Tiana's, even though I think Disney's underrating Tiana's for them to be like, oh yeah, we're going to go to standby so soon. Like, why do you not think she's going to be the most popular girl in school? Because she is, and she's amazing, and I'm so excited to ride her.
Because it's the same ride.
No, it's not. It's completely new.
It's the same
ride mechanism that always breaks, apparently. But I think Disney is underrating Tiana's. And I think...
Maybe rightfully so. We shall see.
We shall see. But that's my prediction with that one. What is your prediction?
I would say, what is the average wait time right now for Tiana?
Well,
it's about the same?
I was going to say, there's no standby yet. So
okay, yeah, you're right.
It's hard to say. And I don't know, because, like, virtual queue doesn't mean fast pass. Like, it means that you get in line still, right? Like, I don't actually think I've ever done a virtual queue.
I'm sure it's a lot.
You've waited a long time for Guardians virtual queue.
Yeah, I have. Probably about 45 minutes.
So I'm like, I don't think they equate to the same thing. So, I mean, it probably is like 40 minutes of a virtual queue.
You know what else I've waited for a very long time in a virtual queue? Did you just say Tron or Galaxy?
I said Guardians.
Guardians? Okay, yeah. Tron was a long wait too, actually.
And you've done
that was like 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, that one was surprisingly long for
that. Yeah, that was super long.
Yeah, super long to us is 30, 45 minutes. That's why we do not want to wait. Okay, so for Splash, I would say...
Wait, I didn't say my Tiana's.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
So, I think if there was a standby, this ride would be overrated.
I don't like that.
I just think... So, it's the same ride. It's Splash Mountain.
So, is your Splash overrated as well?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So... I would say if there was a standby line for Tiana's, it'd be overrated. It's the same attraction, different theming. So I think because it's different theming, there's a lot of people that still haven't done it. There's going to be a lot longer of a wait.
You know, I see your reasoning. It's like the hype is still there for the same ride, in your opinion.
Yes.
Not in my opinion. I think they're totally different attractions. Mm-hmm. But, okay.
I like the ride, though.
I get what you're saying,
I love the ride, though.
Yeah. So, okay, then for Splash, what are you going to say?
I would say the hype around the old theming was also overrated.
I would say there wasn't much hype for the old theming until they announced they were getting rid of it.
A lot of people were attached to that.
Attached because they were getting rid of it. But, like, no one cared about Briar Patch before they told us. I mean, I loved the Zippity Doo-Dah, and, like, I did have an attachment to that. But, like, Song of the South, like, I don't know anything about that. So
now the ride itself is great. I love the ride.
It's a long ride.
Yeah.
It's a long ride with multiple hills and drops, and you get wet, which can bring it down sometimes. But but for Splash, I would have said overrated because that queue sucks. And with Splash, like before I knew they were getting rid of it, I would have been like, I don't really want to wait on this.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. But Tiana's, that's my favorite Disney movie. She's my girl. I love Louis. Mm-hmm. So I just...
Yeah, I will say I'm not waiting in that line either. Unless I have a fast pass.
Unless you're with your wife.
And it's so hard with water rides. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
It's what do
no,
you
I get
do?
What you're saying.
Because it's like, you would think...
Disney dilemmas.
It's like, you don't want to go early in the morning because you don't want to get soaking wet early in the day.
Yeah.
You don't want to go midday because it's super freaking hot.
But it would be, here's the thing, you do go in the middle of the day.
Also go in the middle of the day, yes.
But if you have tennis shoes, then that's no fun.
Wet socks are wet socks for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I don't think I've cracked the code either. Go at the end of the night, but it's not as hot. Go at the end of the
night, it's not as hot. But then there's also the show you have to watch. And then you have to be wet and watching the show, and it's like, I don't know what to do.
The sun's not out.
So I think your best bet would probably be ride it in the middle of the day.
Put on some...
Maybe bring a change of clothes. If not, leave the park. Go hang out somewhere. Go get something to eat. I don't know. Go change. Go back to the resort. Go change.
I mean, yeah, you could. Yeah,
back.
I mean, if it's like middle of the summer, I would recommend leaving the park in the middle of the day anyway. So maybe just ride it, go back, change really quick. Or if you don't want to leave the park, which we don't typically want to do that. I think we would probably just, one, we have foot ponchos.
Yeah.
But two,
that don't really work if it is really torrential downpour.
Though. Yeah, we pushed it to the limit. We were walking in torrential downpour for hours.
Yeah, we were.
And we thought we were indestructible, and then we were like, oopsies, nope. But I'd say, or just, take them off really quick. I usually always pack like some flip-flops in the bag. So put those on, ride it, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
Anyway, that's enough about that one.
Actually, no.
Okay.
One more comment.
We actually have more about that one.
Just want to make one comment. If you're one of those people at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, and you're wet coming off a Splash Mountain, you're a psycho. Just saying.
That was such like a, not random, but like unsolicited.
Just saying, you're a psycho. That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, Tiana is like, you get an early boarding pass. Like, that's a good thing. We're probably going to, I would hope that we get an early boarding pass.
I'm wearing a whole wetsuit then. I don't know. Something.
Don't worry. I think when we go, it's going to be still super hot in October, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
That's unfortunate.
All right, so the next thing that we have is Tom Sawyer Island. This is a sensitive subject, as with the recent news at D23, it is looking like they're serious about it, that they're getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island.
Oh, no, they're getting rid of it.
Again, I kind of spoke on that in our D23 thoughts and recaps and things episode. I'm not happy that they're getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island. I'm more welcome to Cars. I love Tom Sawyer Island, though. If we're going underrated, overrated, I don't think that you could possibly say it's overrated.
Yeah, no way.
So I'm going to have to say that it's underrated, and I fully stand behind that. I think even before the announcement, I would have said that Tom Sawyer Island is underrated. They have great things to do for children would have just such a great time. They can run around, scream all they want. It's just it feels a lot more relaxed and like you're outside of the park. And for that reason, I love Tom Sawyer. And also just my own childhood memories. We would go on Tom Sawyer a lot. And my dad's childhood memories. He would go on Tom Sawyer a lot.
Yeah,
so.
he was.
He's upset.
Yeah, he was upset about that.
He's upset. Yeah, that generation's not doing well with this one.
But I probably make you happy with this, but I'm gonna go underrated as well.
Yeah, I mean, truly.
Because I just don't feel like enough people go over there.
No one goes over
Rightfully so. It doesn't look very appealing.
Okay.
But
so then, what's your rating?
I'm underrated. Okay. Underrated. I'm judging a book by its cover. Okay.
I think that if it was easier to get over there, then it would be probably visited more often. But because the rafts aren't the most convenient or fun thing, I'd say they really stuff you in there, and it's kind of I don't know. I don't like the rafts, but I like getting over there, and I'd say it's underrated. However, I'm
we're gonna have to go over there.
Welcome. We're gonna have to go over there. What do you mean?
I've never been over there. So.
That's crazy. So I'm excited to show you.
So that is another reason why it's underrated, because I have never been.
Right.
Okay? I'm underrating that thing.
If 50% of this podcast hosts haven't been, it's probably gonna be underrated.
Yeah. So I'll give it my respects. Our upcoming trip here in a couple of days.
All right. So moving on to Liberty Square. Our first attraction over in Liberty Square is going to be the Hall of Presidents. So, this is a toughie because this doesn't have a weight. It doesn't have a weight.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I think if it was just half as long as it is, I'd say underrated because I may actually like it. But truly right now,
I like it.
I don't.
I'm sorry. Cool.
I'm not a history girly. Unless it's Disney history.
I think it's very cool. I like seeing all the presidents.
We've never done this together, Joey. You've never gone.
Okay, I have gone.
Okay, not with me.
To the Hall of Presidents, and I enjoyed it. It was nice.
So what's your rating?
Adequately rated.
Okay, so it's not even underrated. So nobody likes it, and you're like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfectly
I like
rated.
it, but I'm gonna speak for everyone else, and I'm gonna say it's adequately rated.
This is your rating. These are your ratings.
Okay.
I'm going just to make
Great
I'm
AC,
saying overrated.
Overrated.
I don't know if
it can't be overrated, but it's a great place to go sit, relax, get some nice AC, learn about the history. See all of our presidents in the past.
And current.
Freshen up.
And current.
You're right. It's a delightful.
I think it's
attraction.
cool how they update it every time that there's a new president.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's very
and
cool.
Abraham Lincoln animatronic is there. We all know the history behind that.
I'd rather do Hall of Presidents than Country Bear Musical Jamboree.
I would do.
Okay, thank you.
So, well, yeah, do with that what you will. Okay, so moving on. The next one is Haunted Mansion.
You know what? Before you answer.
Okay.
You've been hating on Haunted Mansion.
No. I want you to No, you have to clarify. I've been scared of Haunted Mansion.
I feel like you've been hating on it.
I've been scared because I'm an anxious girly, and ghosts and goblins jumping out at me in the dark don't always coincide well together.
Okay. Put your scaredness aside.
Yeah, I am obsessed with this attraction. I love the lore. I love the spooky. Okay. I love the colors. I love the purple and black. That's so cool to me. I love the cast members. I love their costumes. I literally love all of it. I love the moving walkway. I love the doom buggies.
Yep.
I love the dance, the ballroom scene. I don't love the graveyard scene. That's the scariest bit for me.
No, it's a great part.
And no, actually, do you know what the scariest part of this ride is? Like, genuinely, I'm like, I just want to go on my phone right now and like read
the hallway.
Scripture. It's the hallway.
Yeah.
With the coffin.
Yeah.
That truly terrifying to me. I loved the bus. I love all of the Haunted Mansion movies. I've just been scared.
I forgot about the new movie. Golly.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was
really
a good movie.
That one. That was funny.
I love that movie.
You guys haven't seen that?
Okay. So if I can like say this or that for a Haunted Mansion ride, put your scaredness aside. Haunted Mansion or Pirates?
Pirates.
No,
because I can't put my scaredness aside. I don't know how to do that because like genuinely I'm like, if I just was like, chill as a cucumber, I might say Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, you know what? No, I'm sticking with it. Pirates. I would choose Pirates.
I'd probably pick like if you were like, if a cast member walked up to me and was like, "Listen, I can get you on Haunted Mansion or Pirates. Which one?" I'm probably gonna say Pirates.
I love Pirates. I am gonna say part of that is because of the just like the uneasy feeling that I sometimes get in Haunted Mansion. Not all the time, but sometimes. Also with Pirates, I love the smell. I love the lighting. I love the chill. I love all of it.
I just got like a flashback when you pointed out to me in the stretching room when you look up on the ceiling.
Yeah,
never seen that.
He didn't see that.
Never have seen that. That is
unfortunately comes to an end. I don't know how to say that on podcast, but he like the part where it like goes black. There's always my way, and then it like shows the scene up top. He's never looked up.
Never looked up.
Genuinely, I tell you, as a child, that's
a crazy thing to have in Disney World.
Scarring that
someone
was.
Freaking hanging.
It was horrifying. It is horrifying. I don't look up.
That's crazy.
I haven't looked up in that room since I was probably 10.
Dude. You pointed that out to me, and I was like, that is the most wild thing I've ever seen in Disney.
Like Disney really was wild for that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they had to have some, like, liability stuff for their ticket purchases for that. Like, literally.
Nightmares now. These children are going to have nightmares.
Yeah. My Aunt Kristen, whenever we all went together a long time ago, she and my cousin loved this ride so much. Like this was their ride. Like it has a cult following. They were the cult, and I was terrified of it. I guess I was an anxious kid as well. And she was like, "I'll buy you a pin," because I was like a big pin girly.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "I'll buy you a pin if you go on it." Went on it. I don't remember if I hated it or not. Like if I was crying. Like I remember specifically like Rock and Roller Coaster. They made me get on it, and I was devastated.
Were you?
But Haunted Mansion, I just remember that scene, like genuinely chills. Don't ever talk to me again. So yeah, that is a crazy scene.
So what'd you say?
I don't know. I don't know if I said anything. I'm terrified to say underrated or overrated. Honestly, with this one, I don't think it can be I don't think it can be underrated.
Yeah,
like in what world could it be underrated?
It's not underrated for sure.
It couldn't.
I think it's like adequately breaching over.
I think that it's breaching over. Just for the fact that my own personal, hindrances.
That line can get long.
The line can get long. It's not the worst queue ever, really. Now, since the updated
it's
queue,
actually a very small queue line.
It is a small queue.
And I think that's why it might not actually be like super long. It looks longer than it really is because it goes out of the queue because the queue line is so short. So it has an unappealing factor when it comes to the line.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like it goes back so far sometimes. You're like, no, I'm not. That's even worse than if I was in the actual queue. Can I not say anything? I'm gonna go adequately breaching overrated.
That's exactly what I'm gonna say.
All right. Well, ending it out.
Best. We saved the best for last.
Ending it out, we have the Liberty Square Riverboat, which is another sensitive topic. That I'm gonna say it's underrated completely.
Overrated. Get it out.
Okay, but hold on. It's not like, oh, it's underrated because I don't want cars. It's like truly it's underrated. Like, have you even been on it?
No.
Okay. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to them. Don't listen to him. I think it's underrated. It is so relaxing. Absolutely do it before it goes away because like truly.
Where does it bring you?
It doesn't bring you anywhere.
Does it not move? No, it moves.
It moves. It just doesn't like you don't go to A to B. You just go A to A. Like in terms of like.
I know. I was just asking like where it brings you.
Oh, it goes around the river.
Okay.
Near Big Thunder, near Tom Sawyer. Like you'll see like the back portion of Tom Sawyer Island.
Okay.
It's not like sometimes it's hot and sometimes like there's very limited seating. So like that's kind of a bummer because I would love to just like sit and be on the boat instead of just like stand.
Okay. That's what I was like seating. I was like, can you not stand on it?
No, you can, and you. That's what most people do. It's just like I kind of wish I could have sit down.
Yeah.
But it's relaxing. I think, especially now that it's going away, and I think if I had to be honest, it's not the river boat that I think is underrated. It's the Rivers of America that I think is underrated. Mm-hmm. Just because I know that those are potentially leaving us.
Yeah.
And it really kind of makes Frontierlands. Just like architecture and everything like pop. I just really like the Rivers of America. It's historic. But the riverboat, I'd say you do it once at least, and then maybe you're done. But
all right, we'll do it once.
Did you give your rating?
Toughy, man. It's like adequately breaching under.
Oh my gosh.
Breaching. I said breaching under. That's different. That's not just adequately, okay? I'm kind of giving you some here because I'm saying it's breaching underrated.
I'll take it.
I don't feel like a lot of people go to it.
I'll reach and grab that.
It doesn't have much appreciation, I don't feel like. So I'll say adequately breaching underrated.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was all the attractions. I think it was a very good call to split this up because
for sure.
we're already breaching a long episode. Yeah. So I think, look for part 2. We still have Islands of Adventure to do over at Universal.
Yes, we do.
And hopefully when Epic gets up and going, we'll do one of those. Mm-hmm. So we're not completely done with the series yet, but we do have a few more, and we're nearing the end. And it's been a really fun series.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I think Adventureland, like this part of the park, is probably my favorite part of the parks.
Yeah.
Love it. Tons of nostalgia and just like good memories. Mm-hmm. So yeah, good job today.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Me too.
Perfect.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching if you're over on YouTube. Please be sure to follow us at all of our socials at Countdown to the Castle. Leave a like, comment, leave a review. We love to see your reviews as always. We'll shout you guys out. Make sure you guys know that you are loved, okay?
Love that, Joey. So sweet.
Did you?
You are loved.
I thought it was pretty good. So
okay, keep it rolling though.
Yeah, you're right. We do post a new episode every single Wednesday, so please tune into that. But until next time,
let the countdown begin.